Prci has come in to buttress what we were already doing?
I think I can highlight three things. First one is research independence. PRCI program didn't force the IPS to select a research theme.
I think the uniqueness of the funding under PRCI is on the flexibility.
PRCI program has really enabled RIS instead really strengthening some of our work program, which is already underway in different parts of South Asia and BIMSTEC region.
PRCI allows us to continue our work that are somewhat related from year to year.
One thing I can say about the PRCI is, like I mentioned before, it's the freedom of conducting research that are priority to the government or priority to the ministry that we work with.
And the second one is continuous mentoring. We have been given continuous mentoring and technical support.
The unique thing is that PRCI focused a lot on capacity building.
The support from under PRCI has been quite critical in terms of enhancing our ability because it has helped us to develop the capacity of the individual researchers within Mopata Policy Institute.
Also had the opportunity to network with other institutions across Africa and far into Asia. We no longer have to write long letters to get, let's say, a collaborator in Senegal.
And not the main accomplishment was the formation or the establishment of the Secretariat. We were a small network regionally based in Eastern and Southern Africa with about 9 members. But as soon as PRCI funding came along, the establishment of the Secretariat, expansion of activities, having full-time employees allowed further more members to join. Today we are sitting at 16 members.
As we embarked on this PRCI project, EPRS's dream was to become the go-to think tank to produce high-quality research in this area of food and nutrition security in Uganda. EPRC dreamt to reform the sugarcane subsector. So in 2021, in August, our proposal was mainly on how best can we produce evidence that's going to inform the revisions within the subsector. Because one of the things that the study aimed to do is to see how best is the coordination and implementation of the sugarcane policy and the act are being implemented on ground. So how did we go about our research and policy influencing? The emphasis was how best do we bring on board early stakeholder engagements before and during the study. Thanks to the PRCI communications training, the findings from the research and interviews have now been packaged in several formats. We do have the policy briefs, policy notes. We have some of all these on 2 blogs. Some have been even in newspaper articles. And infographic briefs have been generated as well, and presentation on where we actually are is also being produced. So ensure that our findings reach the right audience and a wider audience. EPRC launched an outreach program. So we also engage within the same process top policy management and top policy techno management of the 3 ministries, the Ministry of Finance, Ministry of Agriculture, and the Ministry of Trade. With the back and forth engagements with the 2 key ministries and Parliament in September and November 2022, EPRC received good news where the Ministry of Finance committed to financing the regulatory impact assessment in the sugarcane subsector, to revising the policy and the act. Evidence generated from the RIA report was also used to prepare a position paper on the Sugarcane Amendment Bill 2023 that was actually presented by EPRC's staff to the Parliamentary Committee on Tourism, Trade and Industry on January 17, 2024. So it's with great excitement that I'm to share with you that Mid-February 2024, as I'm speaking now, the Parliament has deferred the Sugar Amendment Bill until further notice when the regulatory impact assessment is concluded. So the Economic Policy Research Center believes that providing policymakers with rigorous research and analysis can contribute to developing policies that promote sustainable, inclusive economic growth and development in Uganda.
Leur série de conférences intitulée Les Mardis du BAM, les acteurs de la filière élevage.
Mardi du BAM stands out as a scientific event by offering much more than just moments of discussion. They generate concrete recommendations and provide decision-making tools for the authorities.
ISRA-BAM really helps decision makers by informing them about agricultural policies and the future challenges. In this aspect, Madu the BAM has really helped us set up the food sovereignty strategy in Senegal.
And as decision makers, it also allows us to make our decisions well, to develop our development policies in terms of livestock farming on the ground. And we found that to be very, very interesting.
After a hiatus of several years, the U.S. government's Feed the Future Innovation Lab for Food Security, Policy Research, Capacity and Influence Project (Prci) revived this initiative. The recovery of the last 3 years has been specifically facilitated by the Prci, which understood the importance of debating agricultural issues in the decision-making process of political actors. It also allows us to participate in debates with stakeholders, most particularly farmers, who are really at the very heart of the issue.